I'm here to introduce the ambassador family. Renee Schmidt is going to speak, and I didn't recognize her at first. I met her in June in spring camp with my two daughters. She had hair back then, and she shaved it all off for a fundraiser. She's here to talk about her daughter Alexandra, who was diagnosed at 5.5 with Ewing sarcoma.
Hello, thank you all for being a part of the Tour for Kids Ontario. As they said, my name is Renee Schmidt, and I'm a cancer mom. I never imagined saying that about myself, nor did I ever imagine experiencing Camp Trillium. I had heard of it, and I had friends and family that had gone and enjoyed the various activities, but it was just a name to me until we first attended in October of 2011. We arrived at Rainbow Lake for our first time. Instantly, we were greeted by our special friends, which were the volunteers that were assigned to our family for the weekend. My daughters, Alexandra and Rebecca, were already wide-eyed and excited for the weekend. Alex attended camp that weekend in a wheelchair. She was still recovering from her surgery that she had 6 months previously, and she wasn't quite walking yet. But it didn't stop her from enjoying camp. That's the amazing thing about Camp Trillium. Regardless of the treatment stage, the mobility, whether you're the cancer patient or you're a sibling, it didn't matter. Everybody, kids were just kids. Everything is accessible and adaptable. Alex and Becky were able to be kids again, doing kids stuff, like arts and crafts and fishing, canoeing, and playing games. It was a chance for them to be taken out of the world of hospitals, clinic visits, needles, chemo, physiotherapy, but most of all the family separation that we had experienced. It was a chance for them to be together as a family and playing together as a family. And that was all that mattered, even if it was just for a couple of days. As a parent, it was a chance for me to sit and chat openly with other parents. We all shared a common bond. We all had kids who had cancer. So the chance to sit and talk, they knew what you experienced, they knew what you went through. That's where I met Sharon. And they understood your fears and your concerns. As a parent, obviously, it was the most amazing thing to watch, but also to experience. And I'm grateful to have Camp Trillium and to be able to continue to go every year. In fact, Alex just went this summer for the first year for residential camp, and not a single call home to say, "Mommy, I'm homesick" at all. With fundraising events like this, it helps continue to keep Camp Trillium going so that families like mine and others can enjoy it and appreciate it every year. In fact, this past May, I'm proud to say that Alex climbed the walk wall all the way to the top all by herself. So from the bottom of my heart and from our family, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's here today.
Every single national ride, the Ladies of Machine, she represents all of these incredible volunteers. She's going to tell you her story.
Hi everybody, it's nice to see you all here, all my old friends, my new friends that I make every year. I came on board a number of years ago through really close family and friends, but I've been a 39-year veteran of the hospital with 6 children, so I see it every day. Every day I get to see what we all are here to do, and as I tell all of my young friends at work, you have to walk outside those doors to understand what a difference people people like you are making in the families that we deal with on a day in and day out basis. And even the smallest of connections. I'm not a corporate person, I don't have big connections, but as my friends and all of you that know me through here, my Snicker family, my Tour for Kids family, I can talk your off donkey. And if I'm passionate,
It's a horror story.
if you're passionate about something, you just have to learn how to share it with people, and that's really simple. So I talk to everybody. I talk to my patients. I talk to my families. I talk to the person at the grocery store. I share what we all know here every day and with what we do, and they may be the little people, but all of those little people add up to a lot of connections. And last year, I'm going to tell you one little tiny story. This will be my 4th year, or 5th year actually, to take the Snicker family across Canada and keep I sit on my ass, I mean, I take care of their asses, I don't ride.
No, I always wondered that.
Last year, we were coming over to Winnipeg, and this guy in a Harley with the long hair and the whole bit, he pulls up beside me, and I'm like, holy crow, what's this, you know? He said, what are you guys doing, you know? So I'm like yelling out the window, I think, please go away, you know, like, you know, I'm not sure about you, and he follows us all the way to the local Sears store. We pull into the parking lot, and he's telling a little bit more of our story. Turns out he's some large entrepreneur. He goes out to the local bank machine, and he comes back with $5,000 in cash.
He's actually a major drug lord. He's not going to say take the video with it.
He's very legit. And he's an entrepreneur, he does a lot of stuff, and he has stayed on board. You never know who you're going to meet. So as long as you tell your story, you tell why you're doing what you're doing, it's easy for me. I get to see it every day when I go to work. I get to see the sad. Oh, there it is again. I get to see the really hard part when the first diagnosis comes in, and the surgeries, and all of that part. But then I get to come out here, and I get to see the next part of it. Because walking outside those doors makes a big difference to the families. And it's just as difficult outside, sometimes more, because they're not sometimes as well supported. So things like the camps and getting the families together is so important to these families. And I get patients that come back and they tell me their stories, and you get to hear all these wonderful stories. You never know who you're going to touch. So tell your story to everybody. Just tell it. Tell what you've learned, tell what you've experienced, and you never know who you're going to touch. Keep up the good work, everybody.
Mr. Len Pace. Mr. $1 Million Man, Mr. Len Pace. Let's call it out.
I have to come up here so I can see you guys all. So I've got just a couple of notes I'm going to work off of. A lot of you, probably most of you know our backstory. We got started. Our son Alex got sick in 2007. He was 10 years old with osteosarcoma, and went through that first year of serious treatment. And he seemed to be in a pretty good spot in 2008. And I had heard from a friend about Tour for Kids. Amazing event, great people. And so we joined in 2008. I think there were 6 of us? 6 of us in 2008. And we started on our way to the mill. And anyways, that's the backstory. Along the way, the connections are, for us, for Francis and I, the personal connections that we've made, and there's just, as I said, unbelievable people. So, the people who are in this terrible club that we're in as parents of a child with cancer, and the people who are, there's lots more people in this room that belong to this club, but you know, these people who we've really made a very close connection to, the Fedosovs, the Nelsons, Campbells, Gaddy, Dalby and Nishidek, Sitter, Ward, Murphy. These are special people who are here, and whether they're child or the child Josh and others here who are actually sitting here with us or not, these are very, very special connections and great people and still on board doing good things. You know, I've got 11. I move.
Watch or you'll touch your feet.
I've got 11 siblings, and well, that's a connection right there. That's a pretty good start for a team. Amazing, amazing family that were there all the way through Alice's illness, continue to be there with me, and I don't know how many of us are here today, lots. And that evolved into, during his illness and later, various iterations of Team Axel. So, Team Axel, Team Alex, Team AMP10, who I particularly want to recognize as people who have volunteered throughout this event and all the time that we've been with it and have worked their butts off for you guys and for us, and I think they deserve a round of applause. And the connections of Tour for Kids for us, as I said, was personal. Tour for Kids was instrumental in our hope while Alex was still alive, in our healing after he died, which was huge, huge for us. And now in our dreams for the future for what can be to get beyond cancer. And you know, for Francis and I personally, and those who knew Alex well, we've got, the other thing about Tour for Kids is that every single year we've got a connection back with him. And that comes in a variety of ways. And one of our symbols is butterflies, and every year at this time of year, we see the first butterflies of the year come out, and they come floating by as we ride along on a sunny, beautiful day like today. And he's there with us. I feel him at least, well, a lot more than once every year, but in the suffering towards the end of each day on the bike, when I'm really starting to feel the pain, and I remember what he went through. And the other thing that is a connection was that Alex was a really wise soul at 11, and we called him Superman. And he would have loved great people like you getting together with all the best intentions to save the world. And that's what you're doing, so thank you.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. This is gonna be, the time is now for you to be the person who you wanted to be. All the thinking, learning, and training